Reporting to you live here from Hello Kitty Island on Jeju Island in South Korea. It's live from last week.
Episode 277.
Let's go! Welcome, my fellow JayWalkers, to another episode of Live from Last Week. Hope last week has served you well. Just a quick shameless plug before we go on. Want you guys to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. So quickly, going back to last night when we landed in one of our destinations on our current Asia trip. Arriving here at Jeju Island. We got to rent our rental car for this part of our journey, of whom I've officially renamed Lucille. Getting to our accommodations of the night at this, what's called drive-in hotel. Then head upstairs where your bedroom is laid out right here, which also had this new feature / amenity. Seeing an official desktop office computer on our table side. We then searched high and low for a nearby restaurant to serve us some Korean barbecue. Going to this local restaurant which served us their famous Jeju black pork that everyone gets while they're here. And enjoyed this meal to wrap up our night. Then after getting in a 5.5 hour sleep at our accommodations, then said bye-bye to our drive-in type of hotel. We went out for our early morning excursion of the day, trying to conquer this 10-hour round trip climb that I'm currently doing, hiking to the summit of the peak of Jeju Island at the top of Mt Hallasan. So after doing this 20-kilometer round trip hike yesterday with a 1.2 kilometer elevation gain, which was pretty much a half marathon, we had finally reached and crossed the finish line. We made it! We're alive!
Or barely made it.
After what, 11 hours?
11 hours, yes. That's okay.
With each of us actually getting a printout of our completion certificate as a proof of our climb, sealing them with a stamp of approval. Then after taking our car, Lucille, down to our accommodations of the night, checking into this hotel to the south of the island, which resembled somewhat of something of a palace. with these type of views inside our place where we were staying for the night. We went to this nearby restaurant to enjoy even more dishes of their famous black pork, along with several other dishes with this great service here, before we headed back to our luxurious and traditional accommodations of the night. Then after waking and saying bye-bye to our historical accommodations this morning, but still looking like I was half in Korea, half in California, we saw this Mini Cooper, which had reminded us of our baby back home, before heading out to our first market of the day, heading to the Sogyepo Ole Market, taking this video of a cousin of an inflatable that I had taken with last week, and trying out several different market foods over here. Their famous halabong mandarin juice, some mochi with real delicious fruit, and my first ever potato corn dog. Then guys, when we left, we decided to go on a little detour off our original route, seeing all these beautiful cherry blossom trees on the side of the street, and even finding this hidden spot in one of the local neighborhoods to do a quick little photo/video shoot in this area for a bit.
Ay, walang wind.
We then drove along the coastline to get to the Songsan Ichulbong region, coming to witness the area known for their Haenyo performances of the workers that harvest the seafood here, which attracted so many of these spectators, especially the ones on the steps. Before tasting and trying their popular peanut ice cream, as well as their more famous orange halabong ice cream. We then went to a local restaurant for a late lunch, feasting on some dishes that I would highly recommend when you're in this part of Jeju Island, including their local abalone porridge, as well as their grilled abalone. Now continuing on with our road trip, where we did a pit stop to see these dried squid being literally dried and hung at the side of the road, we made our way to our second market of the day, going here to the Jeju Dongmun Market, enjoying both the atmosphere and the food that was being prepared at this place, being both entertained and excited to try out some of these special items for dinner later tonight. So today, we got a quick birthday shout out to one of my indoor volleyball friends who I play with and against in our Midtown indoor pickup sessions. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Alex. Happy birthday, Alex. So waking up early to edit live from last week videos from my bed, saying bye-bye to our Jeju Island accommodations, after dropping off and also saying bye-bye to our car rental. Bye, Lucille. Thank you for your service. 감사합니다. We were walking towards the terminal when I saw this familiar character manning the crosswalk. Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Tell me. Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? But guys, after getting some delicious Korean food at the Jeju airport here, and seeing this random passenger pup that made us smile, we had just got through security to find out that our 12:10 flight to Gimpo was unfortunately cancelled. So directed to go back up to the departures area again to rebook our next flight, which the earliest was unfortunately Saturday, aka 48 hours from now. We took a peek outside to see that the weather was pretty stormy, and probably the main cause of our flight cancellation earlier today. Next up, after taking this cute little shuttle bus, we had booked our latest car rental for this unexpected extended stay in Jeju. Alright, welcome guys to Stormy. Oh shoot, it's so windy. Hi Stormy. Then after driving and seeing all of these cherry blossom trees lining the streets and waving to us, things got a little bit more challenging with one of the most difficult drives that I have ever done. Driving through all of this thick fog. The thickest that I have ever experienced driving through in all of my life. But either way, life or death, we were on our way to the Osulloc Tea Museum, where there were a great selection of teas and us trying out some samples. Going down and checking out their nice little tea cellar here. The first time I've ever been down in a cellar full of teas where they were actively being aged. And tasting even more samples of their aged and barreled teas that they offered. We next went out to the tea fields that the wife was excited to see. Go shopping a little bit at their Innisfree that they have here for some skin supplies. Check out their featured matcha noodle bar since I was interested and curious to see what kind of food that they were serving here.
Can you can we scoop it? Yeah, just put it. I didn't try it with the matcha. It's good. Is it matcha?
Then wrapping up our time enjoying even more matcha products at their cafe. Experiencing their matcha soft serve ice cream. As well as another delicious matcha drink that we were able to all share together. So we'll start today off with a quick birthday shout out to one of the nicest friends that I had when I was younger, who I had the honor of growing up with. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Katie. Happy birthday, Katie. So getting up earlier on minimal sleep just to finish editing Live From Last week, episode 276 for its release later on. I'm just gonna be honest and have to cut this segment short. Hoping to update y'all on what I did today tomorrow instead. Just so that I can get some sleep in before midnight. As I have to get up early for a busy day in a couple of hours on Saturday morning. So resuming right where we left off last night, we made our way to this restaurant called JWPOV, which had served some of the best hot pot beef brisket here, and some of the best dumplings that I could say that I have ever had. And after sharing this delicious mushisayo dish and meal with these guys, we headed to walk the pathways close to Aewol Cafe Street, an area known for their several cafes and waterfront views.
Lean forward a little. And put your mouth a little closer. Yep.
As well as being in a picturesque spot for both video shoots and photo shoots alike.
Ayan.
But anyways, we also visited this place that looked like a greenhouse on the outside and had appeared like a museum on the inside, but was evidently a Blue Elephant store, a shop that both sells sunglasses and eyeglasses wear that I was able to try out. We had also stopped by this local storefront, which had us try out their pretty decent and pretty delicious salted bread. Checked out this little cultural center that was based on a local that the pathway that we walked on was named after. Then headed to the area where I currently am shooting this video, the famous Red Horse and White Horse lighthouses, of which both Giselle and the wife were cosplaying in the colors that they were wearing. Then went on to do a quick little fun search for 4-leaf clovers in the parking lot, after the wife had luckily found some of her own.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What? While I made mine out of 2 different clovers. Then proceeded to do just like we did when we were back in Tokyo and when I was in other parts of the world. The tradition of going to the nearby McDonald's and trying out their local menu, grabbing some of this food to go, and revealing to myself that this Happy Meal had a Korean children's book with it. Tried out their decent bulgogi burger, as well as their bacon tomato deluxe basil cream cheeseburger here, as well as their McSpicy basil cream cheese sandwich, all while finishing up the night watching some Korean professional KBO baseball on the TV to wrap up our night. But yeah, anyways, after waking up early before the sunrise to drag the wife's luggage to the car, we did a little carpool with our rental, Stormy, heading to Jeju International Airport to drop off the wife for her earlier flight to Seoul. Bye wife. See you in Seoul after you go soul searching. But now, chilling in the same place that I spent my evening with these guys just last night, and catching some of the most beautiful sunrises here on Jeju Island with Hallasan in the background on my happy reverse birthday. We'll just see what else we're up to for you guys today. After going back to McDonald's and getting this Usain Bolt Korean book with my Happy Meal, getting some breakfast here after dropping off the wife, then picking up Giselle from our accommodations who was wearing these chinillas, which were a little bit of some foreshadowing. We put our destination of choice in the GPS. Going to hell. Hello, Kitty Island. Starting our drive and being able to see everything all around us as opposed to what we were driving in the thick fog a couple days back. And also being able to utilize Stormy's little paddle shifters that were located behind the steering wheel as if I was a race car driver. Eventually making it to one of the happiest places that I could ever be at for me. Arriving here to visit Hello Kitty Island. Come on! Come on! Oh! Oh my. And after having quite a fun time here with Giselle and saying farewell to Hello Kitty Island, contemplating on buying this little Hello Kitty Haenyo stuffy for the wife, and pretending that it was Giselle's first day at work here with her pink hoodie uniform. Staff, first day training. Let's go. Okay, go staff.
I'm about to start my shift. Come on in.
Yeah. All right, let's go. We had made a quick stopover at the Jeju Dongmun Market one last time, seeing that it wasn't as busy as its night market hours that we were at before, prior to going back to the car rental place to say bye-bye to Stormy. Bye-bye, car. Bye, Stormy. Thank you for your service. Catching the shuttle bus to the airport and seeing the crosswalk Carmen Sandiego for the last time on this trip, we got some pre-flight meals with Giselle at the exact same place that we were at before our flight got cancelled. Blaming the cancellation on these ads on the video boards at the airport that wanted us to stay in Jeju and quote-unquote feel Jeju again. But yeah, finally being able to take our flight out of this island, we landed here in Seoul and was greeted by the wife at our Airbnb with the welcome gift of some mini bungopong here when we got in. But yeah, before we wrap it up for today, also from yesterday, we just have a quick belated happy Siblings Day greeting to the one and only little sister. Happy belated Siblings Day, Sack One! And we've also got a birthday greeting to one of my competitive dance friends who I went to dance classes with at her Nana's dance school. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Emily. Happy birthday, Em. Before we get to today's segment in the capital city of South Korea, Seoul, we'll just do a quick recap video of our time back on Jeju Island. So yeah, after waking up to this beautiful view outside and saying bye-bye to one of our best Airbnb accommodations that we have ever had, upon arriving to our next accommodations, we received from our host these huge cups of mega coffee to try for the first time. Took the subway, which had no turnstile gates, to walk through Willis, entering the station, then headed to the impressive DDP area of the city, doing of course my best DDP wrestling impression, and taking this video with the wife at this art installation on the stairs, which was supposed to look like this heart if seen from a higher angle. Then after finding a life-size version of the character on my climate card, and taking several videos of the unique architecture in and around this building, we all went to get our first ever skin/face analysis at this store. Technology, believe it or not, was a free service to us for the different levels of skin issues that we may encounter for our specific type of skin and conditions. We then headed to this BTS pop-up do-it-yourself decorating event, where these guys search for different items with their BTS bias, and also purchased a limited edition transit card pass for a surprise gift for one of our friends. Afterwards, doing some sample mini putt golfing and window shopping for extra large shirts, we headed to the Jamshil Baseball Stadium to try to watch, without first buying tickets, another international baseball game. Only to find out that once we arrived to the box office, that all the tickets to this game were already sold out. But as luck would have it, and as a tip for all of you guys who are international baseball fans wanting to get tickets to a game like this, although it was already sold out, you'll need to bring your passport and head to Box Office 3 near the right field stadium entry gates to be able to buy a select number of tickets that are held aside for international baseball fans like me, of whom are visitors from outside of Korea. So, being happy again, actually being able to get tickets to this afternoon's baseball event, then lining up to get these chicken and fries with a built-in beer combo as seen here. We got to watch our first ever KBO Korean professional baseball game between the visiting SSG Landers and the home team, the LG Quays. Now, after witnessing and participating in that Korean professional baseball experience, where the crowd helped bring out one of the best baseball game atmospheres that I have ever witnessed, and making new friends also visiting in from Seattle. Evan and his mom taking in this experience with us.
This is life-changing, man.
Yeah, you got goosebumps. So much cooler.
We got to take videos of the world famous Lotte World Tower and the Seoul Olympic Stadium. Headed afterwards to the Gangnam area of the city, checking out the sights and sounds of yet another famous area to take videos and photos at, right here at the Starfield Library. Then also taking some videos here at the site of the world famous Gangnam Hands. Going to this perfume store to see and witness the biggest mushroom I have ever laid eyes on. And wrapping up the night in this area, going on adventures through this maze-like place, trying to find a restaurant to eat at after seeing several of these themed ones, enjoying the nightlife and all its neon lights here at Ikson Dong, and enjoying some delicious grilled barbecue on this outdoor patio. Cheersing to good times and good vibes at this location. After a night where the wife had found these, what we call in the hospital, SCDs, at our accommodations for the night and started to use them to have a little massage for her calves. After passing out for the night and waking up, we headed to our first excursion of the day, where I discovered possibly the first ever Korean basketball net ever installed. Checking out all the beautiful buildings, architecture, and scenery here at the Eunpyeong Hanok Village. Next up, guys, going to the Gwangjang Market to check this place out. Visiting this afternoon, being served up even more food and treats. Particularly this store in the North Second Gate area of the market, which had a waiting lineup all the way to the street. Getting ready to eat these freshly baked goodies that were being made in front of us. Especially the sweet potato option, which I personally enjoyed the most. We were also able to stop by one of these food stall vendors, which had us sit down and enjoy some of our favorite dishes for lunch. Then taking the bus and seeing off in the distance the Seoul Tower. Going to revisit the Ikson-dong Village. But this time taking in the sights and sounds of this area during the daytime, as opposed to how it was looking several hours prior when we were here during its night market hours. Then after going back to take public transit and noticing that when you are on the subway in Seoul, you'll definitely know and be warned when your train is coming while you're waiting on the platform, as a certain chime or jingle will play on the speakers overhead. As well as hearing this song while you're on the actual train approaching a station with multiple line connections. We had walked to an area that was pretty busy, but definitely a bucket list place to visit while you're in Seoul. The place that was featured in the background of BTS's comeback concert a couple weeks back, standing just outside Gwanghwamun Gate and visiting the historic Gyeongbokgung Palace, taking in the serene visuals, sights, and sounds at this particular location, and the architecture of the buildings inside these palace grounds. Then after saying bye-bye to the palace and visiting other monuments in the nearby Gwanfhwamun Square, reenacting as if I was at that aforementioned BTS concert in that exact area, we made our way to the Myeongdong region of the city to check out the vibes and do a little bit more shopping. Visit just outside the Hello Kitty Apple Cafe. And while walking around, randomly stumbling upon a Hollywood Walk of Fame type of display of one of our all-time favorite K-pop groups that we have been to their concerts before. The one, the only, twice. We had picked up some Lotteria fast food burgers after an adventure trying to find the place to try out and enjoy on this last night here in Seoul. So after having that amazing bulgogi burger that I would probably rate 8 or 9 out of 10 on the rating scale, actually this is pretty bomb. We'll just go ahead and wrap up this week's Live From Last Week episode right here. So, if you guys have enjoyed what you've been watching, feel free to follow JayWalkerPOV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to like and share this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notifications bell to be notified when new videos from JayWalkerPOV come out. And once again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and healthy out there, and we'll see you next time on Live From Last Week.